What is going on, YouTube? Darksword255 here, where the numbers may be randomly generated, but the content itself is not. And we are going over some Raid Shadow Legends today, guys. We are actually doing a account takeover for one of my mods and a good friend of mine, Grimm's here.
What a time to be alive.
And he has been struggling, guys, to get to Brutal Chimera. Well, he's also been struggling to even do hard.
The struggle was real.
He recently did just unlock Lydia. So I went ahead and I built him what, in my opinion, is one of the easiest teams that almost everybody should be able to build in Chimera.
So this should be easy for you.
Jumping into the team here, guys. This team really utilizes Lady Mikage's passive with Ninja. Basically, when she attacks, there's a chance that the shadow champions in the Shadowkin faction will also attack. So we're really utilizing these two champions in tandem together. And I mean, she's a free mythical that you can fuse. Ninja was a login reward / there's been many different ways to get him. So it's a pretty accessible champion. Pythion was also a fusion. And obviously Lydia is a free to play champion that you get for beating faction wars. Now, obviously Cardiel is somebody who is not realistically obtainable for everybody. You can change this person out with somebody else. You can put in a better healer. You can put in a block damage. There's a lot of different avenues that you can pick for your attack.
What are we doing?
I happen just to go with Cardiel because of his absolute insane healings that he provides. So this account is like a mid to late game account. It doesn't have the best gear, but it has a decent variety of gear. Now, what I ended up doing was putting Pythion in a protection set, into a 9-piece protection set. So he has a chance of putting a protected block debuff on. He doesn't really have another champion. I could have done something similar with Cardiel, but I actually wanted to make sure that he was in Relentless. Now, what does Relentless do for Cardiel? So every time Cardiel attacks with his A1, he will heal a certain percentage of that damage to all of the champions. So the more times that we can get Cardiel to move and groove, the better. Obviously with Ninja, again, not the greatest gear and the greatest stats for this, but basically you want him to do as much damage as possible. His A1 will go ahead and put down a decreased attack, and then his A2 is an HP burn, and then since this is a boss, he'll do extra damage since it's a single target on the boss. Now, I do have him in Nature's Wrath. I know that some people either use Nature's Wrath for Ninja here, or they go ahead and use either Cruelty or Phantom Touch. Again, I am putting a lot of different debuffs down, and since he's placing so many different debuffs, he's just doing a little bit more damage. Now, I don't have the greatest relics on this account, so I did the best that I really could. So I went ahead and put Talon on here, upgraded it as much as I could, just so he would be able to have the most amount of crit damage as possible. Now, what's super important when you're making a Chimera team, you want to make sure that your Reviver, aka for me, in this account, making sure that your Reviver is not the champion with the least amount of crit damage. The ram head will one-shot whoever has the least amount of damage, or the least amount of crit damage. So what I did, which again, not the most optimal build, but what I did is I put Lydia slightly below Pythion's crit, so she is targeted from the ram head, and then Pythion can go ahead and revive the team. Obviously with Lady Mikage, you want her to be as fast as possible. Obviously you want her to survive, but the faster that she is, the more turns your ninja and the rest of your team will go. So this is two attack style champions. Obviously Cardiel does the same thing. He has an ally attack, he has a block damage and a revive, but our A1 is what's really important here. Again, this is a pretty accessible team. Now, if you do not have a ninja, there are a couple different options that you can take for the Shadowkin. You can either take, obviously, Ninja. You can also take, and I'm going to butcher her name here, Orboro. I don't. Excuse me. You can take her and use her A1 and tangent with Mikage. Obviously, Ninja is a lot stronger because he puts down a lot more debuffs, but I mean, she's also a pretty good option as well. And quickly to go over the masteries, obviously, you want your Pythion to be as tanky as possible. You want your Mikage to, like I said, be fast and do a lot of damage. You want a decent amount of accuracy for Ninja. I have him in 300. He doesn't have to have that high for Brutal, but that's just how I built him. It was a lot of work, honestly, guys, working on all of his teams here. Especially like re-gearing Cardiel, re-gearing Ninja, because his Ninja was pretty weak. His Cardiel was built as a mischief tank, and so I'm gonna have to rebuild his Hydra team at some point. Maybe I'll even make a fun little video of him, of me creating a brutal Hydra team, because right now he is only hitting hard and normal. So I think that would be a pretty fun video. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments if you're interested with me making a video with how to maximize your damage in Hydra.
No, but thank you for asking.
All right, guys. And so what I did is I went ahead and recorded this battle here, and this is Brutal right now. Now, you'll see a couple different things here. This team is basically full auto, but with the stats for the gear, it is a close. You're really relying on the healing from Cardiel and also the revive from Pythion. The team will die just again because of the level of stats currently for this particular account, but it doesn't necessarily matter as long as we get above that 1 key threshold, damage threshold. And you can see here, guys, with the ram head, how as soon as the Chimera switches to the ram, it just absolutely one-shots Lydia. Again, you have to make sure that your reviver is not the one that is going to get one-shot. The 2 turn counts that you should really make sure you're paying attention here, especially if you're doing Brutal and you're just now being able to hit Brutal, you need to look out for stage 25 when it turns into the Viper head, as well as stage 55 when it also turns back into the Viper head. And you just want to make sure that there are no block debuffs on your team, or at least make sure that they're protected, so the Viper head does not just yoink it from all of your guys. And you really rely on Lydia to land her block active abilities and also block debuffs. It's so important. If the Chimera has block buffs, then you have a chance to strip them with Lady Mikage. But why put that RNG up when we can just manual it 2 turns in this entire run? What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to speed up the video just so you can see how healthy the run is. And like I said, it's all auto except for those 2 waves. You can do it without it being in auto. It's just a little bit more RNG. Now, keep in mind, guys, I went ahead and got rid of my webcam so you can see the damage and healing. Now, keep in mind, this account was not able to not only hit Brutal, but it was barely able to get a hard key done. So last week, we barely were able to skirt by with a 1 key for hard, and with a little bit of manipulation and gear changing and buffing, this account can now start to farm Brutal Chimera. I was super excited that it honestly didn't take a lot of brain power to really help progress Grimm's account here. And it's always fun to play on a variety of different accounts that have different champions, different gear to help build your level of knowledge within Raid. Now, like I always say in every video, I don't claim to be the most intelligent and well-versed Raid creator, but it is one of my favorite games, and I would like to think that I've gained a vast amount of knowledge through my time playing the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like. If you have not subscribed, guys, I'm going to be putting out so much Raid Shadow Legends content, so make sure to subscribe so you do not miss any more of my future content. Also, guys, let me know what your current Chimera team is. Do you use this broken combo, or do you use a variety of different champions? Please let me know, guys, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the next one.